Exercise 1.2. But wait, before we start, we must always make sure that we have read the lesson which introduces the new written work. Exercise 1.1 came at the end of a paragraph at the previous page. Exercise 1.2 comes at the end of a paragraph on the previous page. So make sure you've read about the verb to be and about your choice of a or the. Before we start exercise 1.2. Not forgetting, of course, that any words we need are given here in the vocabulary list at the top of page 6. Now, of course, you can keep looking up and scrolling. It does make it much easier if you can simply remember these words. Because we're working from home at the moment, we're not going to ask you to memorize the vocabulary, but if you keep awake, keep concentrating and try and remember the words, you'll find it's much more convenient, especially as the book goes on. It's much more convenient to have them in your head than to have to scroll up and down the whole time. Let's look at exercise 1.2. Very straightforward. Even if you don't know the words, they're just a page back, and at this stage scrolling isn't too much of an imposition, so you look them up. Quis, you'll find, means who. Hic, you'll find, means here. Est, as you'll remember, and actually if you've read this page, you'll remember it very, very recently. Est, he, she, or it is. So what was that again? Who, here, he, she, or it is. Who here is? Who is here? Number 2, of course, is the answer to that question. Aulus hic est. Aulus here is, Aulus is here. Poeta et agricola hic sunt. Hold on a minute, we haven't seen sunt yet. I wonder if we look back, do we find it? We see words like it, we see sum and we see sumus, but I don't see sunt. We're going to have to think. Or, if we remember and we've read properly what's over here, there is where we find sunt. Sum and est and sumus and sunt are all part of one verb. Sum es est, sumus est is sunt. I am, you are, he, she, or it is, we are, you are, they are. That is the verb to be. And of course you know that because you've read the paragraph in the book. Bringing us back to here, poeta means a poet. Et, you look it up, you find it means and. Agricola, I'm sure you remember from agriculture, is a farmer. Hic, we've had twice already in this exercise. And sunt, I've just shown you where to find that. The reason I wanted to pause on this one wasn't to do it for you, but to remind you about the rule about a and the, or rather the non-rule about a and the. These articles, as they're called, don't exist in Latin, but English needs them. It wouldn't be very good to translate this as poet and farmer are here. We want the poet and the farmer are here, or perhaps a poet and a farmer are here. Your choice. So, very straightforward. Remember, you do not need to type out Latin. English answers only, please. Off you go.